Hi guys, welcome back to All Things Bipolar Disorder. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe and make sure you hit the bell button so that I don't miss out on any notifications anytime I post a new video. Today I'm not alone. This is the first guy I'm having on the channel, so welcome to the best channel, Bipolar Disorder.
Thank you.
I'm going to let him introduce himself. Tell us your name.
So my name is Bassey, Duncan Duncan for short.
Okay, so Duncan is my friend of 7 years. We got to know each other in 2013 and we are still friends. We are not supposed to be friends, but we are still friends. We've been through so much. I feel like he's one of the most qualified people to talk about our journey because he was there before I became bipolar. He has been with me through it all, and so we are going to do a little timeline. We are going back in time to discuss some of the events that happened and let you know some of the ways in which we handled. Okay, he handled some of the things because he did most of the work. I was like the victim.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Just finished high school. I got his number because I went for a service in high school and he prayed with us and he put his phone number there, and I was like, I have to save this man's number. I have a feeling one day I'll need him. I don't know why, but I kept the number. And after high school I used to have some weird dreams that I was going to fail my exam, and he prayed with me and kept me calm, and I did very well. So I felt like he was very valuable, very precious to keep, not because of the grade. But we got to know each other 2013, August, around that time. So I call it the year of beautiful beginnings. Can you tell us why it's the year of beautiful beginnings?
2013. 2013 was a very good year.
Beautiful.
We have started talking on phone. I had not seen Esenam in person, but we were talking on the phone, praying about her Bassey results and some of the dreams that she had. From there we became close, and then she opened up to me about everything, and I was there to help all the time. She saw me way back Holy Child School, Cape Coast, where I used to preach during the Protestant and then YCS services, and that's how come she got my contact, because I put it out for them, those who want to call if they had any issue, and that's how come she got my contact. So 2013, when I met Esenam in person, I mean, I had known through our phone conversation that she was a very humble person. She was a very humble person. But when I met her in person, I liked her. Very young lady, 19 years at the time. So first, when we started talking, I know Esenam is a very intelligent young lady, The only thing is that she didn't believe in herself, and that's one thing that I worked on her. She didn't believe in herself. I made that thing go away, that low self-esteem thing go away. It was a perfect year, I can put it in that way, because everything was fine. We were praying, I was advising, we talked all the time, found out how she was doing. I got to meet her parents around that time, so their family became a friend. I mean, her mom, her dad, her brother, and herself, they got to know me. Her mother affectionately calls me Pastor Duncan, and that's nice. So 2013, she's humble. Esenam is humble. She's intelligent, like I said. She's a very organized person, and then she's truthful. She tells the truth, and that's one thing I like about her. Even when she does something wrong, and then I ask, she will tell me the truth. She will open up to me because she feels like, no, she needs me in her life. So I started playing the role of a spiritual father and a friend from 2013. It was a very good year. There was only one thing that we disagreed on, and that is because he had a boyfriend. At that age, I thought she was not ready for it. She had started dating, going out before we met. It was one thing I told her I was not in support of.
Why?
At that time, Esther was, I don't want to say she was naive. She didn't know a lot of things. She was not well prepared. You know, I later found out from her mom that when she was growing up in the estates where they don't have a lot of people around, she didn't have much friends. she didn't have a lot of people to talk to, so she was always calling her own shelves. So she's not somebody who is just that outgoing. She's not bubbly, you understand? And she has not learned a lot of things, so she was naive. She was not well exposed for her to go into a relationship, according to what I saw when we became friends. And I told her, I laid down all my reasons for her. She knew I was telling the right thing, but it was difficult for her too, because every young lady at that age, and she wasn't the only person I told. There were a lot of people around I told, some of her friends. I could see the end from the beginning, and I told her what was going to happen in her relationship and why she should not date. Well, it was difficult for her to break up, and I also gave her space. I respected her decision, but I made her understand that I did not agree to what she was doing. So that was the only thing about 2013 that we both disagreed on, but then I respected her decision, and we move on from there.
2014, year of depression.
The year of boyfriend drama. What can you say about that year?
2014
Difficult year.
was a very difficult year. H&M made it very difficult for us. If I say us, I'm talking about her parents, her only sibling, her roommate, her friends back in school, and for me. It was a roller coaster year, trust me. So something happened. All of a sudden I had a call from Bassey. I forgot if it was her mom or she called me. And then the call was, she was not fine. That was normal. So I prepared the time. I told her I was going to come, but I was a bit busy. I made it in time, visited her at home. So she had moved from campus and she had come home. I hear on campus she was causing commotion, confusion. And then I think when she felt bad about the confusion, she came home. At that time, we didn't know what was wrong with her. She was hyper back in school, and a lot of things happened with her friends. And then she had to come home. She realized that what she was doing, she had to come home. When she came home and she realized what she has done in school, she became depressed. I'm saying depression because now I know. Back then, I didn't know that she was depressed. Now she has become very quiet, unusual, unlike I knew her. Because even though she was not a very bubbly person, she's very, when you're talking to her, she's forthcoming. You can talk to her and you get all your responses very well. Then I realized that all her problem was because she has just had a breakup with a boyfriend. As to what happened, I was not interested at the time. I was interested in she coming out of that kind of condition she was in because it wasn't good. It was not helping anything. It was so bad that she wanted to even defer her program. She wanted to defer for 1 year because she felt she could not continue from school. Now, as Christians, what happened is that the first thought that came to my mind was that we have to pray because I felt this was spiritual. I haven't seen a sinner in this condition before. We started praying. I remember the first time I prayed, I came with a friend, Moses. We went to her room. When I got to her room, I was surprised. This is somebody I know who is very organized. But I entered her room and things are everywhere. I was shocked. She was actually even walking on her bed. I don't know why she would never do that.
Remember?
Everything. Her wardrobe, everything was disorganized. Then I knew there was something wrong. Because first of all, even if she has not organized her room very well, she wouldn't allow me to come in under normal circumstances. She would put the place in order, but at that time she didn't care about anything. I entered and I knew no, there was something wrong. We prayed. And when we prayed, she was responding to prayer like somebody who was under deliverance, sort of. She said a lot of things. It got me confused. The following year I came back, we prayed. She responded to the prayer. She said a lot of things. I was getting confused about this because I was not well educated on mental health issues at the time. I didn't know about bipolar, I didn't know about mental health issue, I didn't know about depression. I didn't know anything about mental health. And I think that is the reason why everyone should take the opportunity to learn something about mental health. Today, I think I'm a bit professional about that. Now, so, in fact, I told her mom that the way that things are happening, we should give her some time. But I told her that we are not going to defer the cost. she will continue, she will finish a program in school, she will not defer. So what I did was that I thought she needed a change of environment. So I'll come every morning. In fact, right in the morning, she'll be the first person to call me. Pastor Duncan, are you coming? That's how she was talking. She didn't talk like that. I said, I'll come. And she wouldn't believe. At that time, she didn't believe anybody. She didn't believe in anything. When I tell her I'm coming, she wouldn't believe it. Because she told me that she could hear other voices. People telling her in her head. She calls them my friends in my head. Telling her that, oh, she will not come. I later realized that all those things were all hallucination. So I'll come, take her somewhere. Most of the time, we spend most of our time at the Sakumone beach.
Yeah.
Sat at the beach, look at the sea. I'll tell her the greatness of God and how she should come out of this situation because she wills the power to come out of it. Even when I'm complimenting her that she has dressed well, she's beautiful, she didn't care. She thought, no, she was not beautiful any longer.
I was going to die anyway.
She thought she was going to die. She was hallucinating, seeing things that didn't exist, hearing things that people were not saying. So it was a very difficult year, very difficult. So there were times I would pick her up to, church programs, go at night, her mother would follow. So the boyfriend that had just jilted her, or she jilted, was also visiting, and that made issues a bit difficult. Thank God. Later on, within the period, I think I agree with the parents that as we are praying, we should seek medical attention as well. Her parents thought about it, and her father was smart and was sweet about that. So they took her to the hospital, and when she went through a series of tests, met some specialists, I was called that my dear friend has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It didn't hit me because I didn't understand bipolar disorder. Later on, when I read about that, I realized that, wow, this is a difficult situation. And what pricked my heart was I didn't see solution. It looks like there's no antidote to this. It's something that when you are diagnosed of, if it's not the miracle of God that will come in, you may live with this for the rest of your life. And that was when I was hit. But then I didn't show it to her. One thing you don't do when they are in this situation, anybody suffering from any of these mental health issues, don't pity them. Don't order them. At that point, they have a lot of ideas. They will tell you things that do not exist. Just keep encouraging them. Oh, don't worry. When you are fine, we'll do it. That was my trump card. Because the wild things that she was telling me, I was like, wow.
What did I tell you?
Some of the things were, I forgot some of them.
I thought we should go to Royal St.
Yes, that one.
I needed a vacation.
She thought she needed a vacation and we had to go to Royal St. At that time, we could not afford it. But I have to tell her, don't worry, we will go. What I want you to do is that you just get better for me. When you are better, we will go. So that was my trump card. Whatever idea she brings, she was actually building castles in the skies. But I was supporting her that it's possible, but she should get better. And that was how the whole thing happened. So when we found out, something triggered her mental health condition, and that was a breakup. It hit her so much, she didn't have the shock absorbers to absorb the shock that was coming to her, and that was the whole point. And that year, I used scriptures to help her. She didn't believe in it. She forgot most of the things that we have spoken about. She was so depressed. And she was not interested in doing any activity. Her phone can fall under her bed. For 1 month, 1 week, she wouldn't mind.
No bathing.
She wasn't bathing. She refused to brush her teeth. So every morning I have to call. It became a routine, something. I call her, ask her. I virtually plead that she would do this for me so that I'll come and visit her. And because she wanted me to come around, she would try and do some of them. There are times she lied that she did it. I knew she lied, but you let that thing go. You don't get so hard on them at that time. When you do, they will rebel against you. It was a difficult year. I remember there was one time that she was feeling so bad. It was raining and she wanted me to come. In fact, I didn't want to go. But when I was praying for her that morning, God told me that this is very important I do. I should go and visit her. I should do this because of something God wanted to tell me. So the long and short of the story was that God wanted her to know that even me, human being, that cannot be trusted, if I can pass through the rain and come and see her at the point she needed me, it means God at any point in time is with her in her situation, and God will never disappoint her. And this thing lived with her for the rest of her life. And it's one thing that really helped her to come out of it.
And the book you bought for me.
Yes. And so I kept praying, I was trying to seek a lot of ideas from God, answers from God. God, what do we do?
How to make me feel better.
Exactly. So God led me to a book written by Joyce Meyer. And till now, people that come her way with the same situation, it is this book she recommends to them. What's the title of the book? The Battlefield of the Mind. I had listened to Joyce Meyer. I had read the book and I realized that no, this book will help Bassey. So I bought the book. I actually took her to the bookshop, and then I told her about it and I bought the book. Wrote my name in it for her that, look, I'm buying this book for you. I want you to read this book. It took her a long time for her to read it. But when she read, the book helped so much. It was one of the reasons why she came out of this situation. The book helped so much. And then when she was diagnosed, she started taking the medication. That one was a war. Because she was new to the medication. There were times she said she was taking the medication, but she would go to the bathroom and just throw them in the WC and flush.
I didn't do that. I actually threw the whole medication. When I go to school, I just put it in the bin. It was just so annoying.
She didn't actually believe in the medication. She thought, no, I can't do this. And then I also understood at that time she had not recovered fully from what she was going through. So it is normal. She was well. Some of the things she was doing, she was well. So it was then I understood. So she became manic back in school, and that's how she became hyper. And then after that, when she felt that she has done something wrong and she was guilty of the whole thing, and she became depressed, that she recalled back to herself, and she was so guilty that she became so depressed. So that I understood it. So one point she's high, the other point she's low, and that's when I came in, and thankfully she was very responsive to me, everything I tell her to do. Until now, whatever I tell her to do, she does it. That was 2014. Very difficult year for us.
Very, but we made it.
We did.
Thank you so much for coming on the channel, Duncan. And you'll be seeing him more often. We have to go, but keep watching. Bye.
See you later, and subscribe. Thank you.